And basically I let it go. And to the day, I've never actually told them that that was on purpose. So just let me tell you the story of how I caused the boat to sink. You see, years back I had a couple of friends, Nick and Senna, who lived next to my father. There've been in more stories. Basically, this one Friday when I got there, Nick was super excited because he got an inflatable boat. Really one of those things that you can use for rafting and going onto the water and basically just, float around. And he gave the boat the name the SS Nick. The next day we were just walking around, which we would always do, and we came across the pond. When you think of pond, you probably think of this little body of water, but it was actually ginormous. Like, it had the broadness of a river. It was huge, more of a little lake. But above the lake is what caught our attention. Above the lake there was a little helium balloon floating around with a little string and a note. You see, here in the Netherlands, people sometimes just release helium balloons with little notes, and people find them and they answer the note because often it has an address on there. So we were super interested. The thing was, it was about to land on the other side of the pond, in the pond itself. So I was like, oh my god, how can we get them? Nick, your boat. And they were like, that's a perfect idea. We're gonna take the boat, paddle over there, get the note, and we're gonna read whatever secrets are on there. Keep in mind that we were like 10 years old. So we walked over home and we were like, guys, both talking to our parents, can we use the boat to get this helium balloon note from the lake pond? And they were like, you sure you want to do that? You've never used it before. And we were like, we can do this. Look at us. We're 10 already. So they were like, okay, you know what? Just go ahead. So with the three of us, we carried the boat over to the place and people saw us and they were like, okay, other kids around the neighborhood, they're gonna use the boat. Fine. We walked over to the part of the pond where the pond was basically leveled with the ground. We put the boat in and with a lot of struggle, we climbed in there and took the two pedals. It was quite dumb because we started on the other side of the pond of where the balloon had landed. Because we were like, we'll just paddle over there. Easy. So we pushed this off against the side. We slowly float on to what I believe to be kind of the middle of the thing. And we were like, okay, let's get pedaling. The only thing was, neither of us had ever pedaled, but we were like, you just basically scoop the water. How hard can that be? It can be pretty hard if you have two pedals and you're like, we both just have one pedal and all we have to do is pedal at the exact same strength. We started going around in circles constantly. So we were like, okay, you know what? We'll just switch up the people using the things because neither of us was big enough to use the both of them. We kept going around in circles in the middle of the rather big pond, which was also known to have certain fish with sharp teeth. Whether it was true, we didn't know, but at the time we definitely thought it was. We were stuck on the middle of that thing for about 20 minutes until we started to get a little bored. We kind of forgot the whole balloon. We just wanted to get back. But then I thought, you know what would make things a lot more interesting? If we were actually stuck. So I was like, okay guys, let's just let me pedal. And I took the pedal and I went, oh no! And basically I let it go. And to the day till today, I've never actually told them that that was on purpose. Senna sometimes watches my videos, so that was on purpose. I'm hating my hair, but I don't want to wear a bobby pin on film. Heck yeah. They kind of started screaming like, oh no, the pedal! Because how much can you do with one pedal? Especially when you don't know how to use two. So I was like, oh no, it completely slipped. What do? We are stuck. Because I thought this is going to be a lot more interesting because we weren't stuck already. It did get more interesting, especially because we were very, very stuck. And after about what I feel like was 15-20 minutes, we realized we really couldn't get back to the side even more. So we tried to pedal with our hands with the other pedal, but it didn't work. We were completely stuck in the middle of the large pond. We saw one of our other neighbors' friends running around on the edge like, are you guys still on the water? And we were like, you see that over there floating? That's the pedal. Can you alert our parents? Because we were starting to get slightly freaked out because it took so long. So he ran back and at some point our parents were all just there on the side. They were like, what happened? And I just yelled, I dropped the pedal! And they were like, ugh. Alright, if there's no other option, you guys should swim back. You're probably thinking, oh, they swam back, that's it. No, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. We were like, alright, so we took off our socks. We left our shoes on the side, but somehow we thought we only needed to take off our socks. The rest was just fine. Fun fact, I wore a white shirt, which came out completely green because of the algae. So Nick, being the rascal that he was, immediately jumped into the water, leaving his socks behind in the boat. Then Senna did the same. And then I was like, now it's my turn. So I jumped off, but I didn't quite jump properly. So I landed on the side of the boat, bounced off, but the boat flipped upside down on top of Nick. Senna, not seeing this, pushed on the boat, pushing her brother down, in the meantime going like, hey, where's Nick? And suddenly on the other side of the boat that was still a little above water, I hear because he was under the boat. So I'm like, I'll swim over there and get the pedal. So I swam to the pedal and I literally yelled, I'm just getting the pedal, leave me behind, because I wanted to make it extra and dramatic. So luckily the pedal floated, I grabbed it and I tried to swim back to them. Luckily I was always a pretty pretty good swimmer. I want to have this pin out. Oh! So with the three of us, we all pulled and pushed the boat and tried to get that back onto land as well. So we dragged it onto the side. The parents and the kids were all not there anymore because it took us so long. They were like, you know what? They'll make it. And Nick just comes crawling out of the water and goes, I got one of your socks and one of mine. The others had disappeared in the water. Also, at some point when I tried to stand on, well, the ground, because I was never really that short, within the pond, I almost cut open my foot on something sharp, and I felt something that closely resembled the structure of one of those steel sponges. Wasn't gonna stand there anymore. Plus the whole idea that we had about the biting fish, we weren't so fond of being in the water. So we crawled on top of land, we lifted up the boat, and the three green because of the algae and super wet kids carried it over back home. And the kids who saw us with the boat on our way there were still out, and they looked at us and they were like, oh guys, and we're like, yeah, we fell, which is probably something they realized. So we took it back to the backyard, we let everything dry, we all took a shower and everything, and we're like, we never saw what was on the note, which to this day bothers me. It was probably someone's address, like, hey, send me a card so I know that someone received my balloon, but man, do I want to know what was on that card. And then for years and years after, every time we passed that pond, we would say, somewhere our socks are still in there, and they never knew I did it on purpose. So hey, let me know down below in the comments. Have you ever done something where people thought it was an accident, but it was actually fully on purpose? And if you want 2 comedy-themed videos every week run to your subscription box, you can of course subscribe. I post on Wednesday and on Saturday, and I do all of that because I want to light up your day and make you smile. Because I believe smiling and laughter and positivity will improve your life. But above all, I really just hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to see you next time.